Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards, because Commander's number one. I've got the boys with me once more. We have Sherman and Slothy. Sherman, how you doing?
It's still cold.
It is still cold. We're doing a quick back-to-back episode. I guess that's a great, for anyone listening, I'm still having an allergic reaction, so I will vanish from the video. I'm not going to be in this episode. We're just having a quick hello, and then we're good from there. And Slothy, how are you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good. As Sherman said, it's still cold.
Yeah, that is fair. It is still cold. You've started your new job stuff with your new week, mm-hmm. I assume. Yeah, going well. We're all good.
Yeah, it was a busy week. Lots of stuff going on there.
Sweet. We'll jump right into. I'm going to quickly do our spiel. If you guys want any of the cards we talk about here, houseofcards.ca, promo code IT99. You guys know the drill. They're great. Nerdgear.ca, promo code IT99 is going to get you all your cool playmats, your Commander Essential kits, your dry erase tokens, all that kind of stuff. Great spot for sleeves, playmat sanctuaries if you have lots of playmats like I do. And then, if you want to directly support us, Patreon's the best play. And other than that, everyone should be like, share, subscribing because it helps us out. And obviously, you're listening to it. Come on, 3 seconds to give me a 5-star rating. We can at least, pretend that it's good. And with that, I vanish.
All right. So, let's go with this. So, you guys know I like to go through my decks and I like to rotate them through and then take them apart. I only really have one deck that's, like eternal that I never really change. So, we're going to flip the script a little bit here. This is not a new deck for me. This is actually the deck I want to talk about where I'm making changes to it. I've decided to take out 10 cards, and I'm throwing in 10 new cards. So, at the same time, this is a reason why is because I want to keep this deck around for like at least one more rotation for myself. And this is a deck I would consider a true bracket 3, or like back in the day, an actual power level 7. Okay, because this deck can play in all levels, basically. You can play against bracket 1 or bracket 2, just hold back and just dirtle, and you don't care. It's fine, and everyone knows you're a threat. It's not a big deal. You're just having fun. It does fairly well in 3. You tend to be a big threat from time to time. And for bracket 4, it's harder for you to play against, but you're a big beat stick, so it makes no difference. So you're still a big threat. The only thing is you're going to have issues dealing with infinite combos that just happen just like that, right? So, but the commander we're going to be talking about here is going to be Jenova, Ancient Calamity. So, Jenova is 2 and a black and a green, 4 mana. It's a alien that's a 1/5, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to Jenova's power on up to one other target creature. That creature becomes a mutant in addition to its other types. When a mutant you control dies during your turn, you draw a card equal to its power. That part is nice and scary at the same time, because on your turn, if you have a creature that's a 40/40, and someone kills it, and Jenova's on the board, you're drawing 40 cards. It's not a may. You must draw those cards. So, it's like, a hit and miss kind of deal. Like, you're trying to build a giant beat stick, and at the same time, hope no one gets rid of it at the same time on your turn while Jenova's on the board. There are some instant sack outlets, but we try to reduce those just because we don't want to try to make more fun. Mm-hmm. Anyways, with that, let's jump into it. Slothy, would you like to take it away?
Sure.
But before that, really quickly from the void, this is sick, and I love that. That is a wicked draw effect. It's awesome.
So our first section here is going to be the ramp, and we'll start it off with an Arcane Signet. 2 mana artifact. You tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity.
All right, the next one is going to be a Birds of Paradise for a single forest. For flying, 0/1, tap to add 1 mana of any color. The fact is 0/1, it won't stay as 0/1 for long, okay? Let's just say that.
I never noticed the flavor text on this one, but that's really sad.
Yeah, it was really nice. It's like, so let's just read it out. Long ago, birds of paradise littered the skies. Thanks to the city's sprawl, most now extinct as or exist as pets of society's elite. Wow, I can't even read.
Oh no. Next up here, we've got Devoted Druid. 1 and a green for a 0/2 elf druid that taps for a green, and you can put a -1/-1 counter on it to untap it. Very strong when you've got a +1/+1 counters theme.
Yeah, so it just gives you so much more mana, which is really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we do have a Farseek for 1 and a green. It's a sorcery. Search your library for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. We're just going to grab our swamp, and that's it.
Well, to be fair, it is only black and green.
Yeah.
Next up here, we've got Fertilid. 2 and a green for a 0/0 elemental. Enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. And for 1 and a green, you can remove a +1/+1 counter from it and have target players search their library for basic land card, put on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Great for getting you going, or gaining favor if someone's struggling a little bit on the table.
Yeah. It's really nice just because it does say target player. We tend to be selfish. We tend to target ourselves. But if we want to be nice, like I said, bracket 1, bracket 2, we can be nice. We can throw the counters. We can tell people we're going to throw the counters onto Fertilid, and then you get a land, and then you get a land, and then you get a land. We want to try to have fun in bracket 1 and 2, and this is one way of doing it.
And you got the one guy plays Will Reversal to target himself instead.
Yeah. No, Fertilid is one of those cards that's just really, really good in this. It's like almost like a VIP card, you know?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So, the next one is going to be a Nature's Lore for 1 in the green. It's a sorcery. Search your library for a forest card. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle.
And then there is Rampant Growth. Sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle.
And after that, we got to have this one. Rishkar, Prima Renegade for 2 in the green. It's a legendary creature, Elf Druid. That's a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Each creature you control with a counter on it has add green, or tap to add green.
Yeah. Gotta have it in this type of deck.
Gotta have it. Nice and simple.
And then we've got our Sakura Tribe Elder. 1 and a green for a 1/1 Snake Shaman. You can sacrifice it to search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle.
This is just so useful when you have your commander out, just because you can use your commander to give it counters, make it a mutant, then sacrifice it, and then you're getting a land and you get to draw a card.
Ooh.
It's really nice for that. The next one is going to be your nice simple Soul Ring. 1 mana, tap to add 2.
And then rounding it out, you've got the Samurai Starfish Thought Vessel. 2 mana artifact. You have no max hand size and can tap it for a colorless. You kind of need a little bit of the no max hand size effect when you're drawing so many 100%. Cards.
100%. You can throw in other things like Decanter of Endless Water, Library Lang, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In all honesty, you don't need too many things that give you no maximum hand size, just because you're trying to not go crazy and abuse it. But when you do abuse it, you're trying to end the game anyway, so you really don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a nice fail-safe. Let's just say that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all of our ramp. We only have 11 ramp, which is nice. Next part is the next section that you guys know I love. That's going to be our card advantage. We have 13 cards here, okay? And then I'll start off with an Armorcraft Judge for 3 in the green. It's an Elf Artificer. That's a 3/3. When the Judge enters, draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. That's okay. We like swinging wide.
And then another one that you kind of gotta have in creature-heavy decks is Beast Whisperer. 2 double green for a 2/3 Elf Druid. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you draw a card.
Yeah, so we have 35 creatures in this deck, so that's gonna help us quite a bit with Beast Whisperer.
Absolutely.
The next one we have here is gonna be a Disciple of Bolas for 3 and a black. It's a human wizard that's a 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, you sacrifice another creature. Okay, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. So
this fits very nicely in this.
Yeah, it works very well. We have some life gain in this deck just because it does help. Sometimes with this, do not be afraid to do this to your commander, because sometimes you need your commander to die, so you're not drawing 40 cards from something else dying.
Yeah, true. And then we've got our Greater Good. 2 double green for an enchantment. You can sacrifice a creature to draw cards equal to that creature's power, and then discard 3 cards.
Very, very, very nice. Instant sack, like especially like on like your opponent's end step, let's say right before your turn, if you have like something like a big creature and you just need cards, sacrifice the creature. Sure, you discard 3 cards, but if it's like a 10-10, you're drawing 10 cards, you're keeping 7, discarding 3. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Later game, you can just dump 3 lands that you don't need anymore or anything like that.
Yeah. So, and since it's not your turn, Jenova doesn't trigger for drawing cards because of it's a mutant. So, the next one, I gotta have it. It's a pricey card, but it is worth it for this one. Guardian Project for 3 and a green. It's an enchantment. When a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature on you control or a creature card in your graveyard, you draw a card. I know it's like a $20 card, but like 35 creatures in the deck.
Yeah, and it's commander. You're not gonna have the same name.
Yeah, so it's pricey for a reason, but it is a card that you need to get. Well, you don't need to get, but it is really, really, really beneficial.
And then there is Harmonize. 2 double green for sorcery, draw 3 cards. Nice and simple.
After that, we have a newer card here. It's going to be High Score for 2 and a green. It's an enchantment. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. So, and at the beginning of your end step, draw a card if you control a creature with the greatest power amongst creatures on the battlefield. This will happen often. So, this is one of our new favorite cards.
This is a really cool one.
Yeah.
I've got to quickly say, these some of the Ninja Turtle cards just like have such good synergy for stuff like that. Like, because again, you're getting a draw all the time, like in a Powers Matter deck. And then like the token double, I like this set way more than I should. Yeah,
and it's just nice because like a lot of people like the +1/+1 counter synergies and everything, and this is just one of them. It's just like, okay, like I want to keep Jenova around. I want to play it for like another year or so. Let's just upgrade it, and what are the upgrades? And this is one of the upgrades. Is High Score. It's just fun.
Yeah. Next up here we've got Inspiring Call, another one that you should probably have in a deck like this. 2 and a green for an instant. Draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it, and those creatures gain indestructible until end of turn.
Very fun, very needed. So, the next one, whether you have it in or not, is not a big deal. I just like it just because it's only a 2 cost, but it's Life's Legacy for 1 and a green. It's a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. Draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. So, with this, if you're getting rid of a creature and you have Jenova out, do Jenova's ability first, give the creature +1/+1 counters, make it a mutant, sacrifice it to Life's Legacy, and then you're drawing cards twice.
I like it. Instead of drawing that 40 cards, you can draw 80.
Yeah, and deck yourself out.
Yeah.
I've had enough of all you guys. I'm going home. Bye.
Next up here, we've got Return of the Wild Speaker. 4 and a green for an instant. You can choose one. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control. 4 non-human creatures you control get +3/+3 until end of turn.
Both are nice, in all honesty. There are times when you just do the pump spell and just swing out.
And I mean, you've only got 8 creatures that are humans in your deck.
Yeah. So you don't care. You really don't.
Yeah, that point is pretty much an overrun.
Yeah. After that, we have Rishkar's Expertise for 4 double green. It's another sorcery. Draw cards equal to the greatest power amongst creatures you control, which is going to be a lot. The next part is, you may cast a spell with mana value 5 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. That's the important one that we care about, because if we're drawing that many, we might as well get a free spell.
Oh, exactly. Next up, we've got Scale the Heights. 2 and a green for a sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. You gain 2 life. You may play an additional land this turn and draw a card.
Let's face it, putting out +1/+1 are that +1/+1 is going on our commander. So, and once again, we gain 2 life and we get to play an additional land. We're probably going to have that extra land in our hand, so we don't care.
Yeah.
And then our last one is going to be Shamanic Revelations for 3 double green. Another sorcery. Draw a card for each creature you control. It has Ferocious. You gain 4 life for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. This goes off and you just laugh and everyone hates you and you hope no one counters it. So, because there's been times where I've gained 40 life from this.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you guys got to kill me twice. I have 2 lives.
We've got Angel's Grace at home.
Yeah, exactly. So, with the ramp and the card draw, that's 24 cards total. That's a quarter of our deck. So we're going hard here. We're trying to speed along. The next part is additional counters. Things that just give us more counters besides the ones that we've already seen. We just love this section. It's so much fun. If you like counters, this is what you crave.
I guess I'll get us started off here. We've got Arwen, Weaver of Hope. 1 double green for a 2/1 legendary elf noble. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of additional +1/+1 counters on it equal to Arwen, Weaver of Hope's toughness.
She is a giant target every time she comes out. So be prepared to lose her.
Yeah.
She's just way too strong for 3 mana. And that's honest truth in a deck like this. So, another one, the next one, not so big of a target, just because for some reason no one cares as much as Arwen. It's gonna be the Bloodspore Thranix for 2 double green. It's a lizard that's a 2/2. It has Devour 1. As this enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. This creature gets enters the battlefield with that many +1/+1 counters on it. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional X 1/1 counters on it, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on the Bloodspore Thranix. Now, whether we devour or not is not a big deal. Okay, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It depends on if our commander's out. But we can just cast this, not devour at all, and then our commander will just give it counters, which is what we care about.
Oh yeah, I guess if you've got a whole bunch of mutants, you're getting all those extra counters from Devour, plus all those cards.
Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
So like I said, we have a lot of card advantage. We have a decent amount of ramp. You know, we gotta plan things out. This is not like no brain, make things big, go bonk. No, we do have to plan this out, because if you choose to, you might get something that's really big. You draw too many cards, and then you have to discard, or you're drawing your whole deck, and you just lose from decking out, which is fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it happens.
It happens.
You paid for the cards. You might as well see all of them.
Yeah.
Next up here, we've got the Cathedral Acolyte. 1 and a green for a 1/2 human cleric. Each creature you control with the counter on it has Ward 1. And then you can tap to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature that entered the battlefield this turn.
The +1/+1 counter is nice, but what we really, really care about is the Ward 1, because Ward 1 is annoying.
Yep.
right? So, and people forget about the ward. So it's just like, oh, I left one mana open. I'll just, like pass exile your commander. Oh, but like ward 1. Oh, crap. Oh, well.
Well, I guess that's countered.
Yeah. The next one, it's going to be Cursed Wombat for a black and a green. It's a Nightmare Wombat. That's a 2/3. For 2 and a black and a green, you can adapt 2. So you can, if this creature has no +1/+1 counters on it, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. It has permanents you control have whenever one or more counters or +1/+1 counters are put on this permanent, put an additional +1/+1 counter on it. This ability triggers only once each turn. This is something that even I miss from time to time. So just be careful on that one.
Yeah. And then we've got the Hardened Scales. Single green for an enchantment. If one or more +1/+1 counters we put on a creature you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on it instead.
It's kind of sad that this has been reprinted so many times and still like a $5 card.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
It's so sad. After that, we have a Loyal Guardian for 4 and a green. It's a 4/4 Rhino. It has Trample. It also has Lieutenant. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. This card gets out of hand because, once again, 35 creatures. By the time you bring out the Loyal Guardian, there's a good chance you have 4 or 5 creatures out, and they're just going to keep on getting bigger.
Yo. Next up here, we've got Master Seymour. 2 and a green for a 1/3 legendary human elf cleric. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to Master Seymour's power on another target creature you control. And then for 3 double green, it's got Monstrosity X, where X is the number of counters among creatures you control. That's silly. Yeah. That's really silly.
Yeah, he gets big. And Master Seymour is really nice because he feeds into Jenova, and Jenova feeds into Master Seymour. So they kind of, like hit each other constantly, which is nice.
Yeah.
After that, we have a Master Shaft for 2 and a green. It's a legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have this creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, and other creatures you control enter the battlefield with additional +1/+1 counters on it. Like I said, we like counters. We want counters. So
Master Shaft's great.
Yeah.
Next up here, we've got Mazarek, Crawl Death Priest. 3, a black and a green for a 2/2 legendary insect shaman with flying. Whenever a player sacrifices another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on eeach creature you control.
Another card that does not survive long.
Yeah.
Mazarek's just too strong in this current format in many ways because you have treasures, clues, and foods.
Yep.
Right. And then a lot more people are getting into fetch lands and stuff like that. And a lot more people are playing with things like Evolving Wilds or Terramorphic Expanse or like we have the Vibrant City now. We have like so many things that involve sacrifices. Mazarek is just kill on sight. So hopefully, I only really play Mazarek after I've seen the table play at least 2 removal spells.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when it feels a little bit safer.
Yeah. It just helps. Like the chances of people having like another removal just like that easily is a lot lower, And like if you have it out, you're basically trying to force people to do board wipes as opposed to single target removal.
Yeah.
So because you have so many creatures, you really don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
The next one we have here is going to be Rommel, Seymour's Butler for 2 and a green. It's a legendary creature Elf Advisor for 2/3. Each other non-token creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. The fun part, for 1 and tap, proliferate X times, where X is the number of non-creature you control to enter this turn. Will we use this? Sometimes. Yeah, sure. Most of the time, you don't really need to proliferate, but it is nice to have.
Yeah, even proliferating once doesn't hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, we've got Verdurous Gear Hulk. 3 double green for a 4/4 artifact creature construct. With Trample, when it enters the battlefield, distribute 4+1/+1 counters among any number of target creatures you control.
Once again, really fun. Great fun to put on your commander, all 4 of those, and then have your commander give the 4 counters back on the Gear Hulk after.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I give you +4, I give you 4+1/+1 counters, and now you give my Gear Hulk another 4+1/+1 counters. It's back up to an 8/8 trample. Yay! And then our last one is going to be a Winding Constrictor for a black and a green. It's a snake that's a 2/3. If one or more counters will be put on an artifact or creature you control, that many plus one of each of those kinds of counters are put on that permanent instead. If you would get one or more counters, you get that many plus one of each of those counters instead. This, like, Winding Constrictor, I know a lot of people like because for the 1/1 counters for obvious reasons. It's a lot more difficult now after Lorwyn came out because of Blight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because unfortunately, -1/-1 counters kind of count.
Yeah. Yeah, -1/-1 counters, poison counters.
Yeah. So if you play a deck like this and you're going against someone that has like Blight or plays with Blight, like Mordecai, like your elf deck, like High Elf Mordecai.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm targeting you first.
Entirely valid.
Yeah. I know people were like, oh, but you have +1/+1 counters, just minus them, you just remove them or anything. Yeah, but like, I need them.
Yeah, still want to draw the cards.
Yeah, so you're slowing me down, so I'm gonna just remove you from the game, and then I can continue on with my true plans.
Player removal is the best type of removal, after all.
Exactly. So we're
Speaking
done.
of removal.
Yeah. So we're done that now. So I know it's only 12 cards here, but technically it's a little bit more. But that's beside the point. After that, we do have our interaction. We have 8 cards in our interaction. You know I like interaction. Slothy, go ahead.
Yeah, first up, we've got the Beast Within. 2 and a green for an instant. Destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green beast creature token. It's kind of could pull a little bit of double duty in this. If you're needing something for cards during your turn, use it, destroy one of your stuff that's a mutant, draw a bunch of cards, and you get a 3/3 beast that you can build back up.
Yeah. So there's been times where I had a beast within my own commander, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's kind of sad, but it's true. The next one is going to be, as you can see, I have a lot of sorcery speeds. Like I said, brackets 1, 2, and 3 mostly. Bracket 4, it's going to be hard for you because of a lot of sorcery speed. So, the next one is going to be Casualties of War. It's going to be for 2 double black, double green. It's a sorcery. Choose one or more. You can destroy target artifact, destroy target creature, destroy target enchantment, destroy target land, and finally destroy target planeswalker. If you get all of them, hey, you're a happy person.
Solid. And then we've got Culling Ritual. 2 black and a green for a sorcery. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value of 2 or less. Add black or green for each permanent destroyed this way.
A great way to have that one person that has a lot of treasures to get rid of them all.
Yeah.
So, we will lose some stuff ourselves with Culling Ritual. It's worth the sacrifice, in all honesty.
And once again, if it's a mutant.
Read the flavor text.
Yeah. With great power, it requires great sacrifice, but it need not be my own. All right. The next card we have here is going to be Death Sprout for 1 double black and a green. This is an instant. Destroy target creature. Search your library for a basic card. Put it onto the battlefield tab. Then shuffle your library. We're going to do this on ourselves, most likely.
Yeah.
Because I look at this as card draw.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah. So, and we get a ramp at the same time. Why not? Sure, we can keep it for someone else, but it's situational.
Yeah. The next one we've got is our Heroic Intervention. 1 and a green for an instant. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn.
It has to be in here. You guys know it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The next one we have is going to be Kenrith's Transformation for 1 and a green. It's an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. When Kenrith's Transformation enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3.
And then Maelstrom Pulse. 1 black and a green for sorcery. Destroy target non-land permanent and all other permanents with the same name as that permanent.
I still think people should play this card more often because of the clues, the food, the treasures, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But not just that, it's also because a lot of people are starting to play things like the clones, or token doublers, or like things like that. Like you're starting to see multiple copies of a bunch of different cards.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Maelstrom Pulse is becoming, like, before it was kind of not a bad card. Now it's just phenomenal. And also, like, doing this to someone that plays like Rat Colony is kind of funny.
Yeah, Rat Colony, Heir Apparent.
Yeah, stuff like that, right? Like, this stuff just devastates them.
Mm-hmm.
So, next card here is going to be Wilt for 2 and a green. It's an instant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, and it has cycling for 2.
Nice.
Always fun. After that, you know me, I always have some kind of board wipes. We only technically have 2 here because I'm not counting Culling Ritual. So,
the first one we've got here is going to be the Massacre Girl. 3 double black for a 4/4 legendary human assassin. It's got Menace, and when she enters, each other creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Whenever a creature dies this turn, each other creature other than Massacre Girl gets -1/-1 until end of turn.
There is a good chance that it wipes everyone else's board except for yours because of the counters.
Yep.
So, and the same goes for the next card here, which is going to be Toxic Deluge for 2 and a black. It's another sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, pay X life. All creatures get -X until end of turn. We don't mind paying the life. We have some life gain here and there, so it's not so big of a deal.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have my utility section. So section where it's like basically it's just support cards. They're nice to have. They do silly things. They're fun.
And starting that section off, we've got the Aquastrand Spider. 1 and a green for a 0/0 Spider Mutant with Graft 2. So when this creature enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it, whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you may move a +1/+1 counter from this creature onto that one. And then for a single green, target creature with a +1/+1 counter on it gains reach until end of turn.
So a lot of people forget about the Graft ability, including myself. So sometimes, like, I'll have it out and then I'll cast my commander and I totally forget to move the counters over. It happens, right?
Oh, yeah.
It is there. The next one is, I look at it as a defensive card and also another card that most people save their removal spells for. And that's going to be a Bloatfly Swarm for 3 and a black. It's a creature that's an insect mutant. So it's already a mutant, so we're already ahead of the game here. It's a 0/0. That's okay. It has flying. When it enters the battlefield, it enters with 5 +1/+1 counters on it. If damage would be dealt to the swarm while it has +1/+1 counters on it, prevent that damage, remove that many +1/+1 counters from it, then give each player a rad counter for each for each +1/+1 counter removed this way. Nobody likes rad counters. Nobody.
Yeah.
Are you willing to attack me with that 4/4? My Bloatfly still lives. On my turn, Jenova's going to give it more counters, and we all have to deal with 4 rad counters. Come on. Why?
The next one here, we've got Earth Kingdom General. And I was hoping there was going to be some of this stuff popping up. 3 and a green for a 2/2 human soldier ally. When it enters, Earthbend 2. And whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature, you gain that much life. Do that only once each turn.
Yeah,
Earthbending's so much fun.
It is fun. Like Avatar with earthbending mechanic. The earthbending mechanic is broken.
Yes.
It's so broken. So I've played around with earthbending a little bit here and there. I've decided to not put too much into this deck just because, once again, like I said, it is broken. So, the next one is going to be Eternal Witness for 1 double green. It's a human shaman that's a 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. I have it. It is what it is. Graveyard recursion. So it's a nice utility. If you get rid of it after because you put counters on it and sacrifice it, that's fine. You get to draw a card. Just, it's just nice.
Yeah, exactly. Then we've got Forgotten Ancient. 3 and a green for a 0/3 elemental. Whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Forgotten Ancient. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of +1/+1 counters from Forgotten Ancient onto other creatures.
VIP. Everyone, every single time, at any table, once you throw down a Forgotten Ancient, or if your opponents throw down a Forgotten Ancient, everybody groans. So you gotta have it. It's in there. The next one is just a fun card. The price jumped up a lot because of the Ninja Turtle set. Okay, this used to be like $1 rare. Now it's $6. It's gonna be Hancock, Ghoulish Mare for 2 and a black. It's legendary creature, Zombie Mutant Advisor. That's a 2/1. Each other creature you control, that's a zombie or mutant, gets +X/+X, where X is the number of counters on Hancock Ghoulish Mare. It also has Undying. When this creature dies, if it had no +1/+1 counters on it, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a 1/1 counter on it. Yeah, it just makes things big.
This next one is also quite a lot of fun. We've got Lily Bowen, Raging Grandma. 3 and a green for a 0/0 legendary mutant warrior with vigilance. Lily Bowen enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it, and at the beginning of your upkeep, double the number of +1/+1 counters on Lily Bowen. If its power is 16 or less, otherwise remove all but one +1/+1 counter from it, and you gain 1 life for each +1/+1 counter removed this way.
Most people will leave this card alone initially. And then once you get close to the life gain part, then they remove it. We are fine with that. We don't care. We use this as kind of a deflection for other useful things.
Yeah.
And if they leave it alone, that's not a big deal because it keeps on getting bigger, and then we gain life, and then we're happy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that's the thing. Like at the beginning of upkeep, we double number of counters on it, but like we have the doubles plus we have all the other cards that give us an extra +1/+1 counter on it every time we put more counters on it. Something, right? So it more than doubles every single time.
Yeah, absolutely.
After that, we have some graveyard hate. That's going to be our scavenging news. For 1 and a green, it's a news that's a 2/2. For a single green, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, and you gain 1 life. Remember, you can target yourself. So if someone's attacking you and it's like, oh, you have a 2/2 only, and we don't have creatures in our graveyard, haha! Get rid of your own.
Then we've got Strength of Will. 1 and a green for an instant. Until end of turn, target creature you control gains indestructible, and whenever this creature is dealt damage, put that many +1/+1 counters on it.
I really, really, really love Strength of Will. This card is a fun combat trick where someone's like, I have this 20/20. You only have like a 1/1. I'm attacking you. What you gonna do? No problem. Strength of Will saves your butt. And you get ready for the crackback.
Yo.
So It's really, really good, really, really strong. Sure, you can use it to save yourself from board wipes and anything, but it's more fun as a combat trick, and that's the honest truth. The next one I'm excited to play around with, and that's the Ooze. For 2 mana, it's a legendary artifact. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it leaves the battlefield, create a mutagen token for each +1/+1 counter on it. So, once again, a mutagen token is an artifact with, for 1 mana, tap it, sacrifice this token, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, activate only as a sorcery. You can also tap it to exile target card from a graveyard and to create a mutagen token. So, some form of graveyard hate. We get some benefit when our creatures die to have +1/+1 counters on it, so we can reintroduce more +1/+1 counters on things, especially your commander, and we're good to go.
Mm-hmm. And rounding this section out, we've got the Seer. Single black for a 1/1 vampire wizard that has sacrificed a creature to scry 1.
Once again, that, the instant speed sack outlet is really, really, really nice. So we have a couple here. So this is one of them. The other one was greater good. We have like a third one kicking around, I think, or I might have taken it out. I don't remember. Anyways, but they are there and they are nice for those reasons. And the scry one is just beneficial. So
yeah,
those are utility cards. They're really, really nice. They're very, very useful. And these are the things that people tend to take out the most often because they are utilities. So they're kind of hard. To keep around. But all of that is a distraction for our win conditions. We have 7 win conditions in this deck. 7. So, first one here is going to be Champion of Lamphold. It's going to be for 1 double green. It's a human warrior. It's a 1/1. Creatures with power less than Champion of Lamphold's power can't block creatures you control. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Champion of Lamphold. She gets big fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when everyone's looking around, it's like, oh, do you have something that's like a creature that has a power of like 10? No? Okay, then all your creatures are unblockable.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way it is.
Yeah, Champion of Lamphold's cracked.
Yeah. For something like this, it's really cracked.
Mm-hmm.
And even if someone has a creature that's greater power than Champion of Lamphold, that's fine. Your commander makes her bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
So you still don't care.
Next up here, we've got our Changeling Outcast. Single black for a 1/1 shapeshifter with Changeling. Can't block and cannot be blocked.
Yeah. All we care about is the fact that it can't be blocked.
Mm-hmm.
For very obvious reasons.
Yeah.
The next one I'm very, very, very excited to play around with because I've yet to play around with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Was the Dai Li Agents for 3 and a black and a green. He's a human soldier, 3/4. When this creature enters, Earthbend 1. Then, Earthbend 1. Yay! So we get 2 Earthbends. Cool. When this creature attacks, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them.
Pretty good.
It's good. This is really good late game when most people's life totals are going down a little bit. If you run into someone else that has like life gain, this helps a little bit because it helps you keep up with it as well a little bit. But it's mainly one of those where it's like, okay, you have like especially in bracket 1, bracket 2, you're not attacking as much. You're holding back, right? You're sandbagging a bit. But you're gonna run into those times where like we need to end the game. I have no good attacks. Someone has a Spore Frog, or I know you have like a Holy Day or a Fog or something like that. No problem. Because I was dirtling this whole time, I have 12 creatures that all have +1/+1 counters on it. I'll attack you. Now everybody loses 12 life, and then I get 12 life. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think that's a fair swing.
Yeah. So, and that's why I'm excited for this. Just because for those times when you do play like bracket 1, bracket 2, and you're sandbagging, and you want to end the game somehow.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we've got Duskshell Crawler. 1 green for 0/3 insect. When it enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample.
Yeah, that's gonna be all of them. So
yeah.
The next card is literally the saltiest card in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
By far. Every time I cast this, everyone just hates it. I've had one person almost flip the table once because they did not want to deal with this because it got really big. And that's going to be Feral Ghoul for 2 and a black. It's a zombie mutant. That's a 2/2. It has menace. When another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Feral Ghoul. Oh, we are getting benefits from getting rid of our own stuff. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
When the Feral Ghoul dies, each opponent gets a number of rad counters equal to its power. The fact that it's each opponent as opposed to each player
Mm-hmm.
is a key driver. Another fact is that, if it's like 20, like the Feral Ghoul is like a 20/20, which does happen quite
Mm-hmm.
often, and that's the worst part. Like you get like 15, like 20 card or 20 power, and then you just sack it or it dies. Everyone gets 20 rad counters except for you. They're already salty for that. Then when they mill like the 20 cards, they're going to be like, oh crap, like 6 of them or like 10 of them, let's say half of them, 10 of them were land. Now I still have 10 rad counters. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Plus you lost life.
Yeah, if you get this guy up to like 20, it's writings on the wall that they are going to be losing 20 life.
Yeah.
It might not be all in one turn.
Yeah.
But they're probably not feeling too good about that.
No. Even at 10 power, a lot of people are kind of like,
Yeah.
right? So it's like you're holding like your finger above the nuke button.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you guys cut, literally you're gonna radiate everyone out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is one that you've got to kind of remove as quickly as possible.
Yeah, or exile it and everything, and that's why we do have like those instant speed sack outlets for that reason. So, but yeah, it's won me so many games. It's kind of crazy.
Next up, one of my favorite cards in all of Magic, Jared, Golgari Lichlord. Double black, double green for a 2/2 legendary zombie elf. Gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. You can pay 1 green and a black, sacrifice another creature. Each opponent loses life equal to the sacrificed creature's power. Scary. And sacrifice a swamp and a forest. Return this card from your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah, like the excuse me. The sacrifice part is really nice. What really makes Gerard really nice in this deck is the fact that even if it's in the graveyard, you can bring it back. Sure, you have to sacrifice a swamp and a forest. Well worth it, especially if you're going to end the game. If I have, once again, that 20/20, like if I have that Feral Ghoul and I sack that Feral Ghoul, you guys all lose 20 life from that, plus you get 20 rad counters, it's basically game over.
Yo.
Unless all 3 of them can attack you, swing in, and kill you, it doesn't matter. The game's going to end that one round, and that's it. So
yeah, exactly.
And then we have arrived to our final card, and that's going to be Rapacious Guest for 2 and a black. It's a halfling citizen that's a 2/2. It has menace. When one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create a food token. That's not going to happen often, okay? Just keep that in mind. We don't care. Whenever you sacrifice a food, put a +1/+1 counter on the guest. Once again, we don't care. We're probably not going to get the food. If we get it, great. If not, not a big deal. When the guest leaves the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to its power. That's the part we like. This is where we negotiate like crazy because you're like, hey, it's like a 10-10 right now. Slothy, Daniel's the problem. He's pillow forwarding. We can't get in. Okay. Do you have some way to remove like my creature? You do? Go nuts. Okay. Or if not, that's okay. I will sacrifice it. I will make it a mutant. I'll give it another +1/+1. Okay, so it'll be like, 11/11 at that time, whatever, don't care. And then I will sacrifice it. I'll draw 11 cards, and then, Daniel can lose 11 life. And I'm happy. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's the deck. That is the list. Okay, if you want Under the Lands, there's not much going on there. The only thing I've changed for some reason in my old deck list, I didn't have High Market in there, even though I do. So I just added it in. So you'll see, like, if you look like the changes, like I've taken out like a swamp and put it in. But my original deck did have this, so ignore that. Whether you have the Karn's Bastion in there or not, it's not a big deal. Other than that, my land count my lands are basically very, very simple. I have my Reliquary Tower just in case. I have my Rogue's Passage just to get into unblockable for like a 30-30, all that stuff. Yeah. If you scroll further down, you will see I have the cards that I've taken out. And like I said, I've taken out 10 cards just because of different reasons. Okay, whether like they're not performing or it's kind of like I found that they were kind of redundant. I didn't need them as much, stuff like that. We're pushing the time limit, so I don't think we should go over them. And Daniel looks like he's gonna die, so let's not. But
you guys are gonna do them. You got a few minutes left.
Yeah, I cannot see them.
It should be at the bottom. Just cards we've taken out.
Interesting. Give me 1 second here. Let me change that. So I can change that real fast, hopefully. If I do like this. Okay, there's that. And then I also have a section for new considerations. Let me change that up here as well. I refresh now.
Let's see here.
It should be at the very bottom, hopefully.
There's new considerations and cards are taken out. Yep.
Okay, so let's go over the things that we've taken out first.
Sure. I'll start us off here. We got Awakening of V2 Ghazi. 3 double green for an instant. You put 9 +1/+1 counters on target land you control. Jeez Louise. It becomes a legendary 0/0 elemental creature with haste named V2 Ghazi. It is still a land.
I just threw it in just because I thought it would be fun. That was the only reason why. And it was fun, but it's not needed, so I took it out. The next one is going to be Battlefront Khrushchev for 4 in the green. It's a beast. That's a 3/4. It cannot be blocked by more than one creature. And each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it can't be blocked by more than one creature. So, essentially, as you saw, I have a few creatures that have menace. It basically makes them unblockable. So they're like big beat sticks and everything that are unblockable. Turns out, I don't need it. Why? A lot of my stuff already has trample, or they're already unblockable. And I'm just like, I don't need another win condition, so I just took it out. And
yeah, fair enough.
I just replaced it with something that's lower cost. That's it.
Yeah. Then we've got Evolution Sage. 2 and a green for an elf druid. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate. And it is a 3/2.
We don't need to proliferate that much.
No, you're just fine.
Yeah, honest truth. Like, the difference with Evolution Stage in the deck is basically like your creatures being 30-30 or your creatures being 60-60. Kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, 60 is a bigger number. It's better. But 30 is going to be able to get the game done just as fast as for you anyways. On top of that, like I said, we have to watch out how big our creatures get, because if they kill some creatures at instant speed while our commander's out, we're going to lose the game by just drawing out.
Yeah.
So we do need to be careful of that, and that for those reasons, I took the Evolution Sage out. The next one that seems a little confusing, and that's going to be Evolution Witness for 2 in a green. It's a 2/1 Elf Shaman Mutant. For 1 in a green, it has Adapt 2. And whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Evolution Witness, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So you don't need to go grab stuff from your graveyard that often. You're drawing so many cards, you just don't care. Plus, we have 7 win conditions. You lose 4 win conditions. You still have 3 left.
Yeah.
Who cares? Plus, you have all your creatures that are big beat sticks. That's another win condition. No one, you just don't care. You don't need those cards from your graveyard. You just plow through. You do not care. Hence, this was just a waste of space in a sense. Sure, it's a mutant already, so we don't, like it kind of fulfills half the requirements for your commander. But at the same time, if you're constantly grabbing stuff from your graveyard and you keep on pumping it up, once again, you run the risk of it just getting removed, and then you're just dying to decking out.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we've got the Fangs of Colonia. 1 and a green for a sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature that had a +1/+1 counter put on it this way. And it's got Overload for 4 double green.
Once again, the difference is like 30 power compared to 60 power. You don't need it. You don't need it. So it's having big numbers is nice, but it's not needed.
Yeah.
The next one was Herd Baloth for 3 double green. It is a beast. That's a 4/4. When one or more +1/+1 counters are put on the Baloth, you may create a 4/4 green beast creature token. I took this out just because you don't really need it. Like you don't want to focus all your counters on one particular creature. You want to kind of spread it out constantly, right? Herd Baloth basically does the opposite. You basically want to focus on that one just so you can constantly get the 4/4 beast. For the beast coming in, do I get any benefits from it? Not really. So because of that, it just was underperforming, so I just took it out.
Yeah, fair enough. Then we've got Read the Bones. 2 and a black for a sorcery. Scry 2, then draw 2. You lose 2 life.
Don't need it. Have better card draw opportunities now. Just took it out. Simple. Done.
Yeah, fair enough.
This also kind of proves that you don't always need staples in your deck, or things that people consider staples.
Yeah.
Right. So Read the Bones is fantastic. For 3 mana, you get a Scry 2, draw 2 cards, and you lose 2 life. Whoop-de-doo. I don't care about the loss of life. Scry 2 helps. And like on the high end of the curve, like you're going through 4 cards. On the low end, it's just 2 cards. Just don't care. So the next one kind of hurt a little bit, but I decided I would take it out, and that's going to be Retribution of the Ancients for a single black. It's an enchantment. For a single black, you can remove X +1/+1 counters from among creatures you control. Target creature get -X until end of turn. So, yes, you'll get creatures that have like 10 counters, 20 counters, even 30 counters. Sure. It's kind of slow, and plus you're kind of like removing counters which you don't want to do. You kind of want to get more counters constantly, right? The fact that you're removing counters that we can replace, sure, we can do that, but it takes one full rotation to like for your next turn before you get more counters again. So because of that, it's kind of slow. I tried to make it work out, but it's just not working. So I removed it because of that.
Very fair. Next one we've got here is going to be Sign in Blood. Double black for a sorcery. Target player draws 2 and loses 2 life.
Same reason as Read the Bones, in all honesty. And then the last one I took out was Stocking the Pantry for a single green. It's an enchantment. When you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature you control, put a supply counter on Stock the Pantry. Then, for 2 mana, you can remove a supply counter from the Stock of the Pantry to draw a card. This gets out of hand really fast for the amount of counters you can put on it. But it's also really expensive removing things constantly, and like you're using your mana for other things constantly. And we also have like a lot of card draw in the deck. Having more card draw is just not needed, especially when you're using mana for it. So we like the deck, we switch a lot more of the cards from like either just like sacrificing something, or just like it just gives you card draw when you have like the greatest power or something like that. So because of that, we're not spending mana in a sense. So we took this card out just because it's gonna make it easier for us. So, and then after that, I have a real quick small section here is new considerations that I have thought about, and I'm still trying to decide. These are going into a sideboard for now at this point in time.
Yeah, first up here we've got Earthbender Ascension. 2 and a green for an enchantment. When it enters, Earthbend 2, then search your library for basic land card, put on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. And it has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, I'll put a quest counter on this enchantment. When you do, if it has 4 or more quest counters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and it gains trample until end of turn.
The reason why this is not in the deck and it's more like a sideboard thing is because I'm still trying to find a copy of it.
Fair.
That's the only reason why.
I think I've got a couple if you need one.
I definitely need it, but that's the main reason why. The next card here is going to be Host of the Hereafter for 2 and a black and a green. It's a zombie warlock that's a 2/2. This creature enters with 2+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters on up to 1 target creature you control. Once again, this one's in the sideboard because I'm kind of worried if one creature gets out of hand and then everyone kind of kills it. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I have to draw that many cards now. I'm kind of screwed.
Fair enough.
So, and for all those people to say it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. I've died so many times from that. It is a big deal. Hence why I'm worried about it and I keep on talking about it throughout the whole deck. It is a big deal. You will, if you don't focus on that, you will die to just decking out because you're drawing 60 cards, okay?
Yeah.
The next one, kind of the same principles, kind of the same reason. It's going to be level up for 1 and green. It's an aura. So, enchant creature. When this aura enters, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has, whenever this creature attacks, double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. If it has power 10 or greater, draw a card. I'm iffy on this one just because I have to attack. And against like decks that are bracket 3, bracket 4, that's not a big deal. Against bracket 1 and 2, like if I had this deck in, I would slot it in if I'm playing against someone that's 3 or 4. If it's 1 or 2, I would actually take this out because of that. I don't want to attack. I want to dirtle. I want to let people have fun. I want people, like, if they have a janky deck and they want to show us what it does, I will dirtle just so they can do that. I don't care. Level up is counterintuitive because of that, because it forces you to attack. So that's why it's on the side.
Then we've got Madam Null, Power Broker. 2 and a black for a 1/3 legendary demon advisor with Death Touch. Whenever another creature you control enters, you may pay life equal to its power. If you do, put that many +1/+1 counters on it.
So part of it is because of the fact that, like, I do have some life gain in here, but things can get out of hand with her, and I'm kind of worried that, I'll lose too much life too quickly. So
Yeah,
that's the reason why she's in here for now. I'll probably slot her in from time to time just to try to get her out and play around with her. But other than that, it's kind of the iffy, like, 50-50 chance you'll see it or not kind of deal.
Yeah.
The next one is going to be Michelangelo. Weirdness 2/11 for 1 and green. Mutant Ninja Turtle. That's a 1/1. When Mikey enters, create a mutagen token. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, put that many +1 on it instead. So it's like a hardened scale, but it's a creature and everything. Cool. The problem is you can't find copies. It is popular for a reason. Okay. It's a $7 card on top of that, and it's early in the Turtles set coming out, so I'm just waiting for more people to crack packs and to see the market get more of these in. So
yeah, fair enough. Then we've got Pizza Face, Gastromancer. 3 black and a green for a legendary artifact creature, food mutant. 2/4. When it enters, create a food token, and then it's got Disappear. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent left the battlefield under your control this turn, put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target artifact or creature. If it isn't a creature, it becomes a 0/0 mutant creature in addition to its other types, and you can pay 10 and tap to sacrifice it and gain 15 life.
Yeah, it seems fun.
Yeah.
That's it. It just seems fun.
Fair enough.
And I kind of wanted...
mutant.
Yeah, it's a mutant already. It's food. I kind of want to try to get to the 10 mana to sack it to gain 15 life.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just for fun. But other than that, yeah. So that's the deck. Like I said, like in the beginning, this is a deck where I would consider it very much like a solid 7 or a solid bracket 3. It can play in any range, which is why I want to keep it around again, because like if we're doing another, we will be doing another face-to-face event. So, and last time I was at a face-to-face event, this was like my go-to deck every single time, because every time I sat down with people and you had people like, oh, I want to play this, I want to play that, I want to play something lighter, I want to play something against, it didn't matter what they were playing. I could just grab this without thinking if I didn't want to, like, if I couldn't decide, and then I could play against them. And it's very easy to play against brackets 1 and 2, because all you do is just sit back and drill. Bracket 3 is where it really shines, because you're always going to be a threat. If you're not a threat, once people start removing stuff, no problem. Wait one turn. Hey, guess what? You are the threat again. And it's very fun because of that. And then bracket 4 is a real challenge, because we don't really have much instant speed removal. It's more sorcery speed stuff. So it's a very, very big challenge for you, or if you play something like this against someone that's bracket 4. But at the same time, they can't ignore you, because if they do, you're swinging in with something that's like a 15-15 trample, and they're going to die in 2 turns. Right? So, but that's the deck. Slothy, what do you think?
Big fan. I really, really enjoy this one. Definitely seems like it's going to be doing its thing very well.
Yeah.
That's kind of sums it up. I really, really like it. I think there's a lot of really cool, interesting options in here.
And there's like this is something that I've literally play tested for like a year at this point in time. Like, like I said, I'm trying to flip the script a little bit here, because most of the time we're giving you guys deck text where we're just like, we haven't played this yet, or we played it a little bit. Here is what we would build. This is complete opposite. I've built this. I've played it numerous times. I played this a lot. I've made changes throughout that time period. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. I used to have things like like a Spore Frog in here. Okay. Yeah. Having a Spore Frog with 12 +1/+1 counters on it is hilarious. I get it. It's totally funny. But at the same time, having a 12/12 Spore Frog kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You don't want to use your Spore Frog for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and at the same time, you don't want to sacrifice your Spore Frog to Jenova to get the cards, even though you can get the cards. There's a quick sack outlet for that. But you don't want to waste it in that sense. Right? So this is something where like I've play tested a lot. I'll probably make more changes as time goes on, and maybe in another year I might have it again, and I might bring up the topic again. But that's how this is. And at the same time, it's kind of nice to discuss this deck, because it's like, okay, this is why this works. This is why this one doesn't work. Here is why. Realistically, on paper, this card should work. After testing it again and again and again for like 200 games, hey, guess what? It doesn't work because of this. Or it kind of does work, but it's slower because of this. Or it's very situational because of this.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully everyone that's listening gets to understand the thinking behind everything, the process of it. And, like this deck seems like I sit down, I make things big, I go bonk. Yes, it kind of is like that, but at the same time, you do have to make considerations for a lot of things, because your commander says when you like sacrifice something, or when a creature that's a mutant dies, you draw that many cards. It's only on your turn, and you only have so many ways to make things mutants. Sure, I can put in things like Maskwood Nexus, but when everything becomes a mutant, then you're creating too many targets for everyone to get rid of, and to have you draw out.
Yeah.
So, and I know that because I've tried that a few times before, and I've died because of that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the deck.
Sweet.
I like it. I think it's very cool.
Cool.
I'm still here from beyond. I will roll our outro music here. Thank you guys for getting through another wonderful one. If you like any of these cards, go over to houseofcards.ca. Promo code IT99. You're going to be able to pick any of these more pricey ones up, but a bunch of the cheap ones too. So go check them out. They've got a great stock. Again, promo code IT99 gets you a wonderful deal. Like, share, subscribe. It really, really does help us out. It helps people see us, helps us do all the fun things we do. Come over to Patreon, which is a wonderful place to just come interact with us, build decks with us, chat with us. Great people on Patreon, and I really appreciate everyone who supports us there. That is the easiest and most direct way to do it. So definitely everyone who does, thank you so much again for always being there for us. And last but not least, of course, if you guys want any cool playmats, sleeves, Commander Essential kits, just wonderful things. Playmat Sanctuary too, if you have a lot of playmats like I do. Just go over to nerdgear.ca, promo code IT99. They are going to give you a discount as well, and they're just a great company, and they have really nice sleeves, and I need more of their sleeves. And that's it.
Laters.
Bye-bye, everyone.
See you.